The soft hum of the refrigerator was the only sound echoing through Lila's small apartment as she sat at the kitchen table, her eyes fixed on her tea, but her mind drifting far beyond the warm cup between her palms. Noah had fallen asleep hours earlier, his tiny body curled into a gentle crescent beneath his superhero blanket. She had gone into his room 3 times already, first to straighten his sheets, then to kiss his forehead, and finally to whisper the same silent prayer she always whispered. God, keep him safe, keep me strong. Her life had settled into something that almost felt normal. Work, school, church, motherhood, except for the storm clouds always lurking on the horizon. The constant tension with Micah's family, the manipulation, the disapproving looks, the silent but ever-present attempts to control Noah's upbringing. It was a battle she had learned to navigate with caution, prayer, and a spine that was slowly learning how to stiffen. But tonight, her thoughts were elsewhere. Her birthday was coming up, 27 years old, 27 years of climbing, falling, enduring, praying, fighting, becoming. And yet she felt alone. Not empty. Noah filled her world, but isolated, as though she were standing on an island built from resilience while everyone else walked on stable ground. She longed for laughter, the kind that shook her shoulders and made her forget the weight she carried daily. She longed for something that felt like release. So she thought, maybe I'll celebrate this year. A small dinner, maybe dessert. A few friends. Nothing dramatic, nothing extravagant. But one by one the texts came in. Girl, I totally forgot. My cousin's baby shower is that night. Work shift changed. Rain check. I'm so sorry. Something came up. The excuses were legitimate, life happened. But each declining message thinned her initial spark of excitement. Only one person had said yes. John, the young man from church. The one with the quiet demeanor, the warm eyes, and the steady voice whenever he prayed during Sabbath service. The one who was always kind to her, who always greeted Noah with a gentle smile, who offered to help her carry groceries to her car without being asked. She had noticed, of course. She wasn't oblivious. His friendliness over the past few months hadn't been random. But she had trained herself, programmed herself, to ignore anything resembling romantic interest. Her heart wasn't available. Her life wasn't available. She had built walls, too many, too high, to let anyone close. But when he texted, I heard it's your birthday. I'd be honored to take you out to eat. No pressure, just a friend celebrating another friend. She hesitated. Then she said yes. Not because she was ready, but because she needed a night where she wasn't the only adult in the room. Because she was tired. Emotionally, spiritually, physically tired. Because one friend was better than none. Because she didn't want to spend another birthday alone. The evening arrived much faster than she expected. She stood in front of her mirror, smoothing the fabric of her simple blue dress. Not too fancy, not too casual. She brushed on a light touch of makeup, something she rarely did. From the living room she heard Noah's giggle as her mom, who had come by earlier to watch him for the evening, played with him. That sound alone gave Lila peace. She kissed Noah on the forehead before leaving. Mommy will be back soon, okay? Okay, Mommy. Bring me ice cream. I'll try. When she walked into the restaurant, she didn't expect her heart to catch in her throat. But there he was, John, standing as she approached, dressed neatly, smiling warmly. John says, "Happy birthday, Lila." Lila replies, "Thank you." He pulled out her chair for her. She raised an eyebrow, amused. Lila teases, "Gentleman, huh?" John responds, "I try." She hadn't expected much from the evening. She thought they would talk surface-level church things, sermons, choir rehearsals, potlucks. But to her surprise, their conversation flowed effortlessly, like a river stirring after years of drought. They talked about their childhoods, his love for music, her love for books, his admiration for her resilience raising Noah alone, her surprise at how easy he was to talk to. At one point she laughed, really laughed, and it startled her so much she covered her mouth. John asks, "You okay?" Lila admits, I haven't laughed like that in a long time." He didn't say anything at first, just looked at her, really looked at her. Then John says, "You deserve to laugh, Lila." She wasn't used to hearing things like that. Not from a man. Not from someone who meant it without expecting anything in return. Something in her chest tightened, not painfully, but unexpectedly. After dinner, he insisted on getting her dessert. A slice of cheesecake with a small candle stuck into it, by the enthusiastic server who overheard it, was her birthday. When she blew out the candle, John clapped like a child. "Make a wish, God. Please send peace." When he drove her home, neither of them spoke much. It wasn't awkward. It was filled with an unspoken softness neither dared to acknowledge. He walked her to the door. "Thank you for tonight." "No, thank you." There was a brief pause, the kind of pause that sits on the edge between comfort and something dangerous. He didn't lean in. He didn't touch her. He simply smiled, nodded respectfully, and said, "Good night, Lila. Happy birthday." When she closed the door behind her, she leaned against it and exhaled deeply. Her heart was racing, not with fear, but with a sensation she didn't want to name. The next morning she tried to brush it off. It was just dinner, a birthday outing, a friend celebrating another friend. Nothing more, nothing deep, nothing meaningful. But each time she remembered his smile, or the way he listened to her as though her words mattered, her stomach fluttered in a way she hadn't felt in years. She scolded herself. This is not the time. Focus on Noah. Focus on school. Focus on God. You don't need complications. Yet deep down, she knew something had shifted. She remembered what her mom used to say. When a woman laughs around a man after she swore she'd never love again, something is waking up. Lila refused to accept it. She buried herself in laundry, in homework, in Noah's school prep, in church activities. But sometimes, when Noah napped, her mind drifted back to the sound of her own laughter at the restaurant table. A week after her birthday, she ran into John at church. Noah tugged at her hand as they walked inside, and John turned when he heard her voice. "Hi, Lila." "Hi, John." He crouched down to greet Noah, who lit up brightly. "Hi, Uncle John." Lila blinked. "Uncle? When did that start? Hey, little man. Did you take good care of Mommy this week? I was the best boy ever. Good. She deserves the best. Lila looked away, trying to hide the warmth rising in her cheeks. Later during service, as the choir sang and Noah colored beside her, she glanced subtly in John's direction. He wasn't looking at her. He was focused on the sermon. Yet somehow she felt seen. It was unsettling, comforting, dangerous, soothing. A contradiction wrapped in one person. Over the next few days, they exchanged small messages. Harmless, light, friendly. Hope school is going well. Tell Noah I said hi. Praying for you today. But even harmless words can stir deep waters. One evening after putting Noah to bed, she found herself smiling at one of his messages. She caught herself in the mirror and frowned. No, stop that. She drew in a deep breath. This wasn't supposed to happen. She hadn't allowed herself to consider the possibility of companionship after everything she endured. After the trauma, the court battles, the manipulation, the pain, the loneliness. Her heart wasn't ready. Was it? Or was she just afraid? Then something unexpected happened. One night, Noah fell asleep early. Lila, exhausted from studying, sat on the couch and allowed her head to drop back against the cushion. Her phone buzzed. A message from John. I know it wasn't a date, but I had a really good time with you last week. Her heart paused. This wasn't a date. We agreed it wasn't a date. It wasn't supposed to be anything. It wasn't supposed to matter. But clearly, it mattered to him. She read the message 3 times, put the phone down, picked it up again, locked it, unlocked it, opened the message, closed it. Her hands trembled slightly. She didn't know how to respond. Every path felt dangerous. If she said she had a good time, that opened a door. If she said she wanted to stay friends, that might complicate things. If she ignored it, that would be cruel. Finally, she typed, I had a good time too. Thank you again. Simple, safe, or so she thought. 3 dots appeared, then vanished, then reappeared. Her breath hitched. Then his message came through. Lila, would you ever consider going out with me again? The room suddenly felt too small, too warm, too quiet. Her heart pounded a warning, yet also a whisper. Be careful, but don't be afraid. Not every man is Micah. Not every story ends in heartbreak. She stood up, pacing slowly across the living room, her mind battling itself. She wasn't looking for love. She wasn't looking for attention. She wasn't even looking for companionship. But friendship? That had been harmless, until now. She closed her eyes, took a shaky breath, and whispered, God, I don't know what to do. The only sound was the soft hum of the refrigerator once again. She looked down at Noah's toys scattered across the floor. Her world, her responsibility, her heart outside her body. She couldn't let anything jeopardize that. But she also couldn't deny what she felt stirring. Subtle, cautious, unexpected, but undeniably alive. Finally, she sat down, picked up her phone, and typed slowly. I don't know yet. Before she could change her mind, she hit send. She placed the phone face down, exhaled deeply, and leaned back into the couch. Outside, the rain began to fall again. Soft, steady, rhythmic. Not a storm. Not yet. Just a quiet reminder that some clouds gather long before thunder ever strikes. She closed her eyes, unaware that this simple response, 7 letters, would set into motion a chain of events that would shape the next chapter of her life in ways she never expected. Because while she thought she was stepping cautiously, she had no idea that John was already falling, and he wasn't falling alone. To be continued.